everybody, this is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Luke Cage and Claire Temple 2-pack. Now, originally this was a Walmart exclusive, and I don't think it's a GameStop exclusive. I think it might have been a timed exclusive, but I got this at GameStop, so I'm just calling it the Luke Cage and Claire Temple 2-pack review. So, before we take a look at Luke, say that 5 times fast, let's take a look at Claire. So, she does come with quite a few accessories here. She comes with alternate hands, but first up, she comes with this purse. And I believe this is just the purse, or man purse, that Green Goblin came with. I'm pretty sure that's, or Green Goblin and Hobgoblin, I'm pretty sure that's the same purse. But this time it's done in a brown color. And look, the buckles are actually painted silver on them. I'm surprised. Hasbro usually never paints that on. And one thing I did want to point out is Claire's left shoulder is really gappy and has this kind of a movement to it. It almost feels like it's going to pop out. Like there should be like an interchangeable arm. Because that's how Pepper Potts' arm looked. But that's because it was interchangeable, so that's why it looked kind of gappy. I don't know if maybe it's just because you're supposed to put the purse over that shoulder. That way it kind of hides it. But you kind of have to put this under her hair so it stays put. And it stays put pretty well. You just have to get in the right spot here. There. So there's her with her purse. And maybe you're supposed to put it, well, I know you're supposed to put it over her shoulder. Right there. Maybe so it hides the gap. But I put it more under her hair so it stays put and doesn't move that much. So now she has some alternate hands. She comes with her gloved hands. And these are just some standard female hands, and they're just cast in blue. They do look like the hospital gloves. But I feel like maybe it should have had some wrinkles in it. Instead of them just casting in that light blue color, like it should have had just a little bit of wrinkles to it. But we all know Hasbro, we're not going to get that. It's just a straight up remold. I mean, it doesn't look bad, I just feel like maybe they should have put some wrinkles in it. Because it kind of just looks, like if you get really up close, it kind of just looks like blue hands. Like back here, it does look like gloves, but, or maybe they should have added like some cuffs right here you could put on for the gloves. I don't know. I just think her hands look a little blue. And up next, she comes with these claw attachments. And I believe she only used these in Iron Fist. I could be wrong about that, though. But here she is with these. And they look really good. I'm wondering why Hasbro couldn't cast Wolverine's claws all in one piece, since they cast 4 claws on her hand. Like, they're not separate, they're cast to the hand. So I'm wondering why Hasbro couldn't do that with Wolverine. Because I think that would have looked much better than them molding each piece and then them coming out cockeyed. I think it would have been much better for them just to cast them to his hand like this. But they look really good and they came out really straight. That's why I'm saying they should do that with Wolverine, because these came out straight. And with them doing individual claws, it doesn't come out straight at all. Now for the head sculpt. Now the head sculpt I'm kind of torn on. Because it's supposed to be Rosario Dawson. And I see a little bit, like, I don't know, from certain angles it kind of looks like her. But like straight on it doesn't look like her. I don't know, Hasbro didn't do a good job with the likeness. Like I said, from certain angles it kind of looks like her, but straight on it doesn't. And the eyebrows look really pixelated, like, let's see, let's get to focus in there. See, it just looks really pixelated, and then it kind of just fades. I'm not a fan of that. And she's, smiling. In the Netflix shows, she's really not smiling because really, the only time she shows up is when someone needs help. They always go to her. Like, Daredevil needs help, he goes to her. Jessica Jones needs help, she goes to her. Luke Cage needs help, he goes to her. Iron Fist needs help, he goes to her. She's usually never happy in the Defenders show, especially in Iron Fist, which is when she used these. I'm pretty sure she didn't use them in any of the rest of the Netflix shows. And I'm pretty sure the torso is new. It's a new piece here because of the shirt. But the arms and, well, these hands are new, but the rest of the hands are completely remolded. And I'm not a fan of this. They should have actually given her shoes instead of just painting them on. Because, like I said, this is the standard female body mold. It looks like she just has slippers on. And that looks pretty bad where they painted the skin on right there. They should have actually cast like or maybe just some lower legs. They should have just changed the lower legs. Because it doesn't really look like she has pants on. It kind of looks like a leotard. Just because there's no wrinkles or anything. Like Luke Cage's pants, for example. There's bunches of wrinkles to it. And there's a difference between his shoes and his pants. And I feel like they should do that with the female figures too, instead of just painting them on. Because it just looks like a leotard with badly painted skin tone on top of it. It doesn't actually look like pants, so that does bother me. Most of the time when Hasbro does this, it bothers me. At least with Jessica Jones, they added just a little bit of wash to them. You know, that way you could tell it wasn't just, like, let me show, right there. They had like a wash to them and just a little bit of wrinkles. Now, I wish they would have done that. I wish they just would have used the legs from Jessica Jones for this. I think that would have looked a lot better. So now let's go over her articulation. She has a ball-jointed head that has you can barely look up. She has soft hair, so she can look up just a little bit, but you're not going to get much out of it. She can't look down all the way, though, because her hair kind of slides like that. But if you leave it that way for very long, it's going to stay like that, so I wouldn't recommend that. She has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. She has single-jointed elbows that are on swivels. She has swivel hands that can move side to side and up and down. And all of the hands are the same way. They don't have any different articulation. She has a ball-jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way and really can't move down at all, and can move side to side slightly. She has ball-jointed hips that can only move out that far. She can kick forward all the way. She can't kick back that far. She has swivel to thigh that makes that clicking noise and really doesn't want to move. Now, her left thigh right here, the thigh swivel, is a little bit better, but it's still really tough to move. This one, I found myself just about tearing the knee out trying to move her, because I was trying to get her into an action pose, and it really didn't work because of that. She has a double-jointed knee and swivel ankles that, again, are tough to move, especially up, and an ankle rocker. So the articulation isn't that great on her. It kind of shocked me. So that is her. And now let's move on to Luke Cage. Now, he doesn't come with any accessories, I mean, unless you count his watch. But it is on him in the package. It's not separate, so I'm not really counting it as a separate piece. I really wouldn't count a watch as an accessory. They didn't glue it down, but it really doesn't need glued down. It really doesn't move unless you move it. So let's jump right on into this. So for the head sculpt, Hasbro did a really good job on Luke Cage. It looks a lot like Mike Coulter. Like, all the facial hair and everything came out really nice. And the eyes aren't spotty. Like most of the face printing tech, the eyes are like really spotty. But it looks really good. Now my only complaint is right here, where you can see it, where his head was casted. There's a line that's really visible right here. And it looks really funny. I mean, if you're looking at him straight forward, you can't see it. But if you turn him to the side, you can definitely see it. I don't really see it on any other figures. Maybe it's because he's bald that it's so apparent. But I don't know. I feel like Hasbro could have done that just a little bit better. That way you didn't see that. And his shirt. His shirt looks really good, but I feel like it's just a tad bit too bright. Like, when I'm trying to do, like, photos with it, it is hard to take photos with it because it's just really bright. especially with the lights on here. It's just really bright and really reflective. Maybe they should have done it in like a flat color. More of like a flat color. I think that might have helped too. And here is Luke's watch. And there's no detail to it at all. It's just cast in like a gray color. It's not even really silver. It's just more of a gray color. And there's no detail to it at all. There's no time on it or anything. There's not even an attempt at it. I figured they would have used that printing tech on that. But no, they didn't. That's pretty weird. Now the pants look really, really nice. Like Hasbro did a good job on them. Like they have a slight texturing, and they use that printing tech to do the, what's that called? Like acid wash to them. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But they look really, really nice, and Hasbro used that printing tech on it, which also makes it look nice. And then there's, of course, the production number. I wish that would be less apparent. Like, put it on the bottom of their feet where you're not going to see it. The back doesn't use any of that printing tech, but I mean, you really don't need to see it on the back. But on the front here, it looks really nice. And then there's his boots. I feel like they could have done with a little bit of paint variation, like maybe use the printing tech to do a little bit of brown on his boots, or do a little bit of weathering. Because they're all just, I say that like he has lots of feet. Both of his feet need just a little bit more paint detail to them, because they're just cast in black. But what surprised me is he does have treads on the bottoms of his boots. So that's a pretty nice attention to detail right there. And right here, this is one of my complaints about the figure. Well, it's actually, it's not really major. Well, this isn't really major either, but it does bother me. It's just a swivel. This is cast up in his leg, so you're not going to get any swivel right there like I thought I would. It's just going to swivel up and down in the ankle rocker. It's not going to swivel side to side at all. But I'll show that off in just a second. So now let's go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out very far. I was surprised at that, but they can move out very far. He has swiveled the bicep, double-jointed elbow that can bend in really, really far. And I'd like to see this on more Marvel figures in the future, because, like, that is an excellent double-jointed elbow. Like, imagine using this on Star Wars figures. That, I could really see them benefiting from that, since they have to hold lightsabers and stuff. They need this kind of articulation. He has swiveled wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move back all the way. And he can crunch forward just a little bit. It's not as far as I would like. The wrinkles do get in the way of that. He has swiveled the waist that can move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. Just about a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. And he can kick back just a little bit. He has swiveled the thigh, double-jointed knee, swiveled the ankle that can just move up and not really back at all because of his pants right there. And just an ankle rocker. It doesn't swivel right there since they cast that up in his leg. So, because I was trying to get him in an action pose, and I was trying to move this, I'm like, why won't it move? And then I realized that's because it can't move. So now let's do some size comparisons right here. Let's get him in a cool pose right here. Now this does complete the Netflix Defenders. Especially if you have the Netflix Iron Fist, which I just made a kit bash of Netflix Iron Fist. But if you have the San Diego Comic-Con version, then this completes your roster. Well, actually, they released Luke Cage in that one, but I like this one much better. This is in his yellow shirt, and I wasn't a fan of the one in the red shirt. I like this one a lot better. So for size comparisons, here he is next to Claire. And I think the size is just about right. Let me lean her against him there. She's not really the best in terms of standing. Like I said, I like this pack, but I feel like she was a pretty weak figure. just because the likeness isn't right. I don't think the skin tone's right either now that I'm looking at it. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't look like the actress anyway. But I feel like it could have been a lot better. So here they are next to Daredevil. Here they are next to Jessica Jones. I feel like Jessica Jones should be taller. Maybe it's just because this is the standard body mold and this was an exclusive to her body mold at the time. They've since used this a couple more times, I believe. But, I don't know. I just feel like she should be as tall as Claire, if not just a little bit taller. And here they are. Next to my custom Iron Fist. Not really custom, just a kit bash. I just used the suited body. You can use any suited body. I just used Bruce Banner because it wasn't one I was using. I used the All-Father Iron Fist's left hand, Human Torch's right hand, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Star-Lord head, and just gave it some 5 o'clock shadow, and redid the hair. So, pretty simple custom if you didn't get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Honestly, I would have preferred Luke and Danny together. I would have preferred them as a 2-pack instead of Claire, because I really just feel like I won't use Claire probably ever. I mean, especially with the likeness not being there, she just looks like a random citizen and not like Rosario Dawson, and that really bothers me. Now let's get all of the Defenders in the frame here. Or try to, at least. Wait, let me go behind the camera here and adjust his feet. And let's put Jessica Jones right there. So there are all the Defenders, including customized Iron Fist. So overall, I just like Luke Cage from this pack. I'm not a fan of Claire. Like I said, it just doesn't look like the actress, and they shouldn't have used those legs. And those feet. Those feet, ugh. So, I don't know. I'm leaving it up to you as to whether or not you buy it, because now that I have it, I kind of see that I really just bought it for Luke. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.